light and the dark and it's blue. In the dusk and the dawn and the time in between is just blue. The beginning and end of a season is simple and blue. I'm a literal fool, an apprentice, a rebel of blue. There's a color in my heart in the light and the dark and it's blue.
Can you tell us a little about why the name Azure Blue?
The thing is, I have this idea about LA that doesn't really relate to the real LA. It's more like a dream of LA or the perfect summer. I think Australia would be more idyllic really in real life, but it's all this Laurel Canyon historical stuff that I love. And all the names around Pacific Ocean Blue were taken. There's already a band from the 80s or 90s called the Ocean Blue and stuff like that. So I had to look closer to where I live. So I found out that the North Sea Blue from Sweden wouldn't be that nice, because it sounds like you would make sailor songs or something, traditional music. So I came up with the idea to make a tribute to another ocean that I love, and it's the Mediterranean. And Azure Blue is, or Azure Blue as they say, I don't know the exact pronunciation, it's different in different countries. But it's a tribute to a European summer blues or melancholia, because my music is very much about summer and summer melancholia, and the coast has always been inspiration for me. Dreamy eyes, dreamy eyes, dreamy eyes, dreamy eyes. Keep striking our hearts with the bow of a bear. For a slip of the tongue and a truth we can't hear, we keep clinging to the dreams when the nightmare is beginning. And we put through the test with our hearts in a mess. We know all the theories and see what is there, but the longer we struggle, the harder we fall. That we don't even know what we want anymore. So we strike at our hearts.
Your music from a Swedish point of view, what in your music is Swedish?
I think my music is inspired pretty deeply by the Swedish pop movement that was popular in the 90s. Because some of my biggest influences when I was in the important years of 18 to 20 or something, 22, it was something called Swindy, with bands like Eggstone, Cardigans, Popsicle, Wanted Eyes. And I really loved that, but I also loved what they had taken inspiration from. So a lot of British pop came along with what they introduced, and the Go-Betweens, which was a big influence on my album Rule of Thirds, was something that the Wanted Eyes Per Wikström, or what his name is, was totally obsessing about. So loving something gives you something else from further back down the line, and for me I think also being Swedish cannot go wrong in inspiring music. I mean, I used to remember all the graduation days from primary school when you had to go to church and listen to big church organs. I actually have an intro for my upcoming record that has a church organ intro. It reminds me of a classic Swedish summer ballad called Den blomstertid nu kommer, which is played on every graduation day forever in Sweden. I'll leave you down when you're down on your knees. I wouldn't do that. so much better than you know. When you're lost, you're alone, and you can't get.
Would you say that Azure Blue is nostalgic music?
I've always been a really nostalgic songwriter in a way, but when I was making the pre-productions with a guy called David Pagmar, he was obsessing about you have to look forward, and all the music that has been groundbreaking throughout the history has been modern in its time. So from being very retro inspired, because I'm a big record buff and stuff like that, I changed my mind into taking what I have in me from listening to all these records and trying to make something that will stand out as very much 2011 and 12 and 13. So kind of using traditional songwriting and dressing it in a suit that would fit today's music climate, and it's really been good because I didn't expect anyone to really think this was a fashionable record or anything, because there was a lot of references to the 80s and like Roxy Music's Avalon record and stuff like that, but even got the hipster movement interested in Azure Blue. I like that because, you know, who wouldn't want to be hip?